I'm creating this series of videos that will tackle various aspects of practice. So I've already talked about how practice leads to perfection in the last video. Now I'm going to talk about how to measure yourself as you are practicing. A lot of people track how they are doing with the number of questions that they are doing in a day. So they have this plan that okay, I have to do 50 questions a day or 30 questions a day or 90 questions a day, and that's how they are measuring okay whether they are on track or not. The problem with measuring this way is that if you track yourself by the number of questions you do in a day, then you may end up doing a lot of questions without learning much from the questions, without spending enough time on those questions. So you may devote 1 hour and just complete your 30-40 questions in that 1 hour, and you'll be satisfied, oh, I've done my work for today. So this is not, I think, the best way to measure yourself when you are practicing or preparing for GMAT. The way I recommend to my students is that you measure yourself by the number of productive hours. So by productive hours, I mean that okay, if you devote 3 hours a day, so that's how you should track yourself. Okay, how many hours I'm devoting to GMAT preparation, but also the productivity during those hours. So if you have been regularly checking social media or WhatsApp or anything else during those 3 hours, then those 3 hours were not very productive. So you can probably assign a rating of 0.5 productivity measure. So overall, 3 into 0.5, you have essentially spent 1.5 productive hours during that day. So this is something that I recommend. Now when you track yourself by the number of productive hours you spend in a day and you create your targets around this measure, then you are not really forced to spend less time on a question. Because if you are targeting that okay, I have to do 30 questions a day, then whatever time you get, you'll essentially try to complete those 30 questions so that you meet your target and feel satisfied, oh, I've done my work for today. But if you track yourself by the number of productive hours, then you may end up spending 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour on a question, and then essentially you're practicing the right way. Because now you're not just trying to rush through the questions, you're trying to learn from the questions, and that's the right way to practice.